Okay, this video is how is diet like Humpty Dumpty? And the picture here is Humpty Dumpty from the book Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll, the illustration by John Tenniel, and basically Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. All right, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty together again. Okay, and so here's the analogy to diet. If you eat a low-fat vegan diet, you don't need a doctor. If you eat a sad diet, no doctor can save you. Because what can a doctor do? A doctor can give you pills. Pills can't fix a dietary problem. A doctor can do surgery on you. That can't really fix a diet problem. I mean, you can do bariatric surgery for massive obesity, but that's not a great solution. And that's about it. So really, your health depends on you more than anything else. Okay, and it's not just it's a poor diet. It's also toxins. That's sort of a separate topic. But what I'm basically saying is I see tons of patients every day with variable amounts of disease. And what I typically see is they've got problems in their 30s, 40s, early 50s, but those problems start becoming irreversible in their late 40s and in their 50s. And it's different for every person, but I can tell from across the room from looking at a spine about how old the person is. I can approximately tell how old the person is just from looking at one image of their brain by the amount of atrophy. And what I'm saying is you want to get your act together the sooner the better before something irreversible happens. Coronary artery atherosclerosis, it can present with a heart attack, myocardial infarction, and that can be an irreversible event. It can present with sudden death. It can damage enough heart muscle that the person is in congestive heart failure the rest of their life. It can damage cardiac muscle in the conduction pathways and lead to arrhythmias the rest of their life, like atrial fibrillation, for example. In addition, a lot of people gradually keep losing brain cells through apoptosis for multiple reasons, and they just end up in cognitive decline. And cognitive decline is very difficult to reverse because the patient becomes progressively stupider and less able to recognize their own situation and try to get out of it. So anyways, that and atherosclerosis, of course, it can present with a stroke. That could be the first symptom. The stroke could be a devastating stroke. So you want to reverse it before you're like Humpty Dumpty, you fall off the wall. And Humpty Dumpty was sort of arrogant, thought he knew what he was doing. All right, so anyways, that's that. And then, one other thing I came across with Humpty Dumpty. There's one more thing I'm going to show you. So that was the main point for diet. This next point is a little bit philosophical and religious, and I'm just throwing it in because it goes with the theme of Humpty Dumpty. And it's the idea of the fall of man. The fall of man like the fall of Humpty Dumpty. And I like this quote here from C.S. Lewis. This painting, of course, is by Michelangelo, and this is just before the fall. Eve takes the apple from the serpent, and she gives it to Adam, and then they are cast out of paradise. Okay? So here's a quote from C.S. Lewis in his book, Mere Christianity. God made us. He invented us as a man invents an engine. A car is made to run on petrol, and it would not run properly on anything else. Now, God designed the human to run on himself. He himself is the fuel our spirits were designed to burn, or the food we were designed to feed on. There is no other. That is why it is just no good asking God to make us happy in our own way without bothering about religion. God cannot give us a happiness and peace apart from himself, because it's not there. There is no such thing. This is the key to history. Terrific energy is expended. Civilizations are built up. Excellent institutions are devised. But each time something goes wrong. Some fatal flaw always brings the selfish and cruel people to the top. And it all slides back down into misery and ruin. In fact, the machine conks. It seems to start up all right and runs a few yards, and then it breaks down. They are trying to run it on the wrong fuel. This is what Satan has done to us humans. Satan wants cattle who become food. That's an important point. Atheism, Satan sees people as just cattle to be used for whatever it wants. Satan wants cattle who become food. Jesus wants sinners who become sons. Yeah, that's the idea of man created in the image of God. Therefore, he has divine rights, part beast, but certainly also part divine. So this is C.S. Lewis from Mere Christianity. Hope that was helpful.